Hello, everyone. Probably should pull the microphone down so you might hear me better. Hi, it's been a minute. I know, been a couple days. Um, I am on vacation. I started Friday, and it has been glorious so far. So forgive me for being a couple days late with this recording, but that's the thing about being a spiritualist that I enjoy is that you live in the moment. And especially when the moment's good, you just savor it and you bask in it and you interact with the world and the people you love, and you really just be present for that. This past week, I got to see my grandchildren. It's been a minute. Uh, the pandemic and different things like that is what kept it from, being able to see each other, but now we're able to see each other. And we just had a glorious time hanging out in the pool, in the backyard, playing games, watching TV, and just being. And it's something I think we all in our human journey here do struggle with, just being. Especially, I don't know about other countries, but I know here in the United States, you got that culture of like you should be working and work hard and work longer and work harder, and you should always be doing something even if you're not going to a job. If you're stay at home, you should be doing all these things in your home. If you're raising your kids, you should be doing all these things with your children, and there's no time for rest or appreciation or just being. It's kind of frowned upon a little bit. Like you can go on vacation, but even on vacation, you see people running around. They've got a laundry list of things that they must do and see and get to and experience. And I remember, hearing people say, God, I'm so glad to be back home and at work because I can relax a little bit. Because the work vacation ended up being more work than actually going to work every day. And But why do we do that, right? Why do we feel that just being present in the moment and enjoying it is something that should be reserved for certain people? That I'm not worthy of that. I haven't reached a certain status or level in my life that I should be okay with just being. When I get there, I can rest. There's a popular saying, you can rest when you're dead. But why? Why you gotta wait that long? Hmm? What's wrong with resting now? As spiritualists, we believe in natural law, and we believe that the law of nature, there are laws that govern just 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 the way the world works or the way we are. Some people and whether you believe it or not, but that's the spiritualist thought process. And for me personally, I do believe there's a law to everything. But I always look to nature for what's the law? What's the law on rest? You think about it, about 3 or 4 months out of the year, your plants, the trees go dormant. They go nighty-night. Bears hibernate. Other animals go south, go where it's warmer if it's a cold climate area. Things happen in like a cyclical fashion. And even in the summer months, if you're in a summer climate, you see the birds, they're just sitting on a wire or sitting on the house or sitting on a tree branch. They're just sitting there. I know, because in my yard, it's kind of like Alice's Wonderland of animals, and I don't know why. Or maybe it's more like the Snow White. I'm not up on my Disney. And I know Alice in Wonderland is not Disney, but I'm not up on my cartoons. So maybe I should say it that way. Anyway, um, I have a bunny rabbit or a couple who just sit in the yard, just sitting there, ain't doing nothing. Some of them just laying down because it's hot. And they're resting. They're just being. And when they want to go do something, they go off and do it. And they're not scared of us. So if they go scurrying off, it's not because we came outside. It's because they something came to them like, oh, I'll go over there now. But we in our human world seem to think that sitting and being is something that we shouldn't be able to do. We feel guilty about it. What's that about? What about resting is mean brings feelings of guilt? The dishes may need to be done, but they're still going to need to be done whether you rest or do them. Doesn't matter when you do them. So why not rest? I understand there are things that we have to get done or we choose to get done because it's more of a choice, right? Because I choose to go to work because I enjoy having shelter and I live in a society or in a world that our exchange for shelter, for food is monetary, and how I obtain that monetary, the money to pay for it is by choosing to go to work. But I can also choose not to. It's another beauty of spiritualism is our life is a series of choices, conscious or unconscious. And when you're being, when you're living in the moment and just being and just resting and just inhale, exhale, and then enjoying what's going on or not enjoying what's going on, but whatever it is, it makes those choices and decisions that you make. It gives you time to really process it and say, is this what I want to be doing? Is this where I want to be going? Is this what I need? And it's in that pause that you're able to take that time to figure out if it is. But when you're not paused and you're moving like 90 miles an hour, going, you're making a lot of decisions and choices on the fly. And at some point down the road, when you finally sit down, so you realize that there was a couple choices there that you wish you had made that choice because that wasn't a good one, and nor was that one, but you never took the time to figure out if they were or not until after the fact. I want to proffer a new thought process that in the being, in the resting, in the pause, helps you to make more choices that are in alignment with who you are and what you want to be and how you want to define yourself than in the hustle and bustle of moving, and never sitting. And that those choices that you make for each step carry more meaning and mean something to you. And you're less likely to make choices that you never wanted, that you didn't want to do. Oh, no more. Like, there's that party. You got home from work and you're tired, and all you want to do is sit down and have a glass of wine or a glass of soda. In my case, it's a cup of coffee. It's always coffee. And you want to watch some TV, or you want to read a book, or you want to play that game on your video, on your phone, whatever it is. And a friend of yours, you're friends, but you're not friends. Oh, I need you to come over. We're having a party. You said you would come and what, and you don't want to go to the party because you just want to unwind and relax. And you know that by going to this party, there won't be any unwinding or relaxing happening. Because usually when you go to this party, you're usually feeling awkward, or you're feeling left out, or you're feeling agitated, or whatever. Pick a thing. You're not feeling it, basically. But you chose to go. And then after the party's over and you head home, you complain and moan and swear you'll never do that again, and you're not going to the next one, and I don't know why I went. I could have just stayed home and relaxed. And then I mean, you got all these emotions and all these things going. When had you paused before, when your friend called and said, oh, come over to the party, and had you paused and you just said, what is in my best interest right now? And then you say to your friend, I love you, but I'm not coming over. Have a great time. And all of that acrimony and all of that drama or all of that other angsty feelings, you're calm when you're relaxed. Now your friend may respond well, or they may not respond well, or what. But either way, the more, and it gets hard at first. Trust me, it's not an easy thing to just start saying, I choose not to participate in that. And there's nothing to do with you. It's me. And this is not what I want to do. I want to be. I want to rest. I'm choosing to rest. I'm choosing to relax. I'm choosing me. And the more you do that, the more the wonders of being alive on this planet and this craziness of it all, you enjoy. And the less sitting there regretting that you did XYZ that you didn't want to do, but you made the choice to do it knowing you didn't want to do it. I mean, there are some things we do. Like if you're a mom and you gave birth to children, you do need to feed them and take care of them. You chose to have children. But you can find joy in that too. Because I'm hoping you chose the children. And I'm not talking about extenuating circumstances and situations of more of a huge, I'm talking about for those of us whose lives are not dictated by circumstances or situations that are bigger and beyond our control and our ability to manage. I'm talking about those of us who have some sort of ability to really make choices for ourselves that is more rooted in love of self. Because the more of us that make those type of choices and decisions, we reflect that outward, other people see it, and then they start being like, hey, I can do that too. Because most people learn more by action than they do by words. It's why the self-help industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Because think about it. You should only need to read a self-help book one time and be done. If it's a good one, you only need one. But we like to read these quotes. We like to hear these words. We like to hear it pitched to us in various different ways and shapes and form. And then keep going back and asking ourselves, why isn't it working? Why? Because you need the action to follow behind it. You need to see these people doing what they say, living what they're preaching. This isn't going to be a long one because, like I said, I'm on vacation and I'm just being, but I wanted to get on here and just share that thought with you. And maybe it helps. At any rate, be well, stay safe, and thank you for being.